Hello, welcome back to another episode, Halftime TV viewers and subscribers. And what an incredible race we just witnessed. And I know this one was built up to be a spectacle, and we spoke about it here as well on our channel, what we expected from this race in particular, because the reigning world 100-meter champion Sha'carri Richardson should be in front of a home crowd. She was one of the heavy favorites to win this one. Marie-Josée Tallou, she's looked impressive all season, and I think a lot of fans had her as one of those who was seriously contending to be on top today in Eugene, Oregon. However, it was Sha'carri. It was the lady herself, the superstar, the one with the the massive personality, the one with enough personality to share right across the board, as a matter of fact, who came out on top. And I must say, let me say this before I even say anything else in this video. It was extremely impressive, right? A couple of years ago, same place in Eugene, Oregon, we came here on Halftime TV, and I personally, I made fun of her, and I sung that famous Mavado song, "Lost We Lost Them." Yes, I did, and I think it was Elaine Thompson Hera and Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce and Sharika Jackson who finished 1, 2, 3 in that one, and Sha'carri was last. And as the thumbnail on this video states, the tables have turned. All right, the tables have turned. Sha'carri Richardson is now the lady to beat, and mind you, she's going to take some beating. It's going to require a world of an effort to beat Sha'carri Richardson. And for context, because I know the conversation will start and people will say, "Hey, it's early in the season and Sha'carri seemed to have peak already," and all of that. We will be hearing those conversations, and I know even very, very close to home, we will be seeing it right below this video here where people saying, "Hey, Halftime TV, stop talk foolishness, because it's Elaine first race, don't read too much into it," and all of that. What have you not? We will be seeing that. But on the back of what we saw just now from Sha'carri Richardson, let me tell you this, folks. Sha'carri Richardson could very well be on track to winning Olympic gold, in addition to the 100-meter Olympic world championship that she secured last year. All right, so she is the woman to beat. 10.83 seconds is what she registered. In second place, we had Julian Alfred with 10.93. In third, Dina Asher-Smith with 10.98. In fourth, Daryl Nita, 11 flat. Elaine Thompson Hera finished ninth or last. I won't even say ninth, because ninth sound like I'm using a bit of a euphemism, polishing it up a little bit too much. But she finished last with 11.30 seconds. This was her first race of the season, so you can take some comfort in that, because still a long way to go, still a couple of months before the Olympics, still all of that. So she has time on her hands, and if Elaine is to get back to where we know she can get, then we can be optimistic as Jamaican track and field fans. But on the back of what we saw last season and what's been happening behind the scenes with Elaine Thompson here, I know most of us aren't too convinced that she will be getting back there. So for now, let me put it out there. Sha'carri Richardson is the person to beat. And if you didn't get the opportunity to see the race, let me explain it to you. First 30 meters, Elaine Thompson here had her head down, Sha'carri Richardson head down. You know how it works. Race broken down into phases as these athletes are coached by their respective coaches to approach them. And as soon as Elaine Thompson here lifted her head, the rest of the pack were almost at the finish line. So it was almost as if she was going in reverse. Someone in the comment section says she's washed. I don't want to go that far, but I must say, on the back of that form that I saw her in today, not very impressive. And that's not only because she finished last, but Sha'carri Richardson, 70 meters in 65 meters ish, she stopped running. She basically walked through the finish line, and she still registered 10.83 seconds, right? So I don't know. This could very well be a record-breaking year for Sha'carri Richardson. And even if she doesn't break the record, it will be an impressive year. Let me tell you that straight off the bat. All right, she's in impressive form, And what she did in Eugene, Oregon today was, and this is me putting it nicely, was simply embarrassing for the rest of the pack. She has a wealth of talent, she has a wealth of personality, and she executed exemplary well today. She was spectacular, and I'm using all the superlatives because she deserves it. I know when we were criticizing and when we were bashing Sha'carri Richardson, we were going all out. So in giving her the glory today, I am going all out because that's how blown away I was with that performance from Sha'carri Richardson. She's become even more likable since then. A couple of weeks ago, she was at the Jamaica Invitational, just taking pictures, doing meet and greet with the Jamaican fans and all of that. And that was good to see. And I think even going into the Olympics now, a lot of us have warmed up a bit more to her, not based on her performance or the fact that she's now on top of her game, but based on her recent level of maturity that she's shown. After this race today, she celebrated because I think it was some form of redemption for her, right? Bad memories at Eugene Diamond League. I think this year, on the back of what happened, what she showed at the track in Eugene, Oregon, it was the ideal or the perfect moment for her to redeem herself and the perfect place, right, in front the perfect set of people, her home fans, the ones that she basically let down a couple of years ago when she didn't finish. But I'm curious to hear what you, the viewers and subscribers, have to say. What are your thoughts on this race? I know it was built up to be the race of the year. Could it be a case where Elaine Thompson here was basically holding her cards a little bit closer to her chest, just getting the race out of the way, just trying to finish the race healthy, not to pick up an injury or anything of that sort? Marie-Josée Tallot, she's looked impressive this season as well. She finished sixth in this one. And I think if her performances this season or any metrics to go by, then this race here isn't really a true representation of where she's at this season. So I think based on context, we could use Tallot finishing sixth as a bit of hope to say, hey, maybe Elaine Thompson here finishing ninth was not that bad after all, since this is her first race of the season. Also, 11.30 seconds. Didn't look very impressive. But again, as I said, there is some solace in it that this is her first race of the season. And like what I said with Shericka Jackson when she did her first 200 meters a couple of days ago, where folks were saying unimpressive and all of that, I think we can take a step back and we can acknowledge the fact that uh, it can only get better from here, right? But let me know what your thoughts are, folks. Am I being too optimistic? Julian Alfred as well, she must be mentioned. She had a very good race, 10.93, season's best. And I think Julian Alfred is one that usually goes under the radar. I am going to give her shout out now because she put in a good performance. And as we've been seeing, even in the preview to this race, this here, what we saw, this lineup with Sha'carri Richardson and Alfred and Dina Asher-Smith, Daryl Neita, Melissa Jefferson, Marie-Josée Tallot, TT Terry, Brittany Brown, ETH, this has the potential of being an Olympic final, right? This here has the Olympic final written all over it. And whether or not these will be the starters, not sure, but what I'll say is most of the females who are here, they will be there or thereabout come the Olympics in a couple of months' time. I think Shericka Jackson will be in there, so maybe pull one or two, put in Shericka Jackson and Elaine Thompson, not Elaine Thompson, Shelley and Fraser Price, and you'll have the Olympics final. But anything can happen. Still time to go before the Olympics, and again, Sha'carri Richardson, what an athlete, what a performance, and what a day when the tables shall turn. What a day when the tables shall turn. Not a very good singer, but I'm throwing that song in there for Sha'carri Richardson because what that shows is in sports, everything can change in the blink of an eye. This minute you're at the top, next minute things totally change. It's almost as if it spiraled. And a couple of years ago, we were laughing at Sha'carri. We were bashing her in some quarters. Elaine Thompson here was on top of the world. Today, what we saw is Sha'carri Richardson, a world beater, on the back of what she did in the World Championship where she secured gold. She very well put out right now a statement performance that, hey, I'm the person to beat this season. Elaine Thompson here, the double-double Olympic champion, was beaten, like completely beaten. She was left for dead at back of the line, really. She finished last, and the person who we were laughing at a couple of years ago, she's now on top. So big shout out to Sha'carri Richardson. Massive win, massive victory for you. And I look forward to seeing more and more of Sha'carri Richardson this season. I must say she's quite the entertainer, and we have never been short of entertained whenever Sha'carri Richardson takes the track. So 10.83 won the Diamond League 100 meters in Eugene, Oregon. 10.93. Julian Alfred was second. Dina Asher-Smith was third with 10.98. Elaine Thompson-Herah, Jamaica's very own and the double Olympic champion, was the only Jamaican lining up in this one. She finished ninth with 11.30 seconds. But it's over to you, the viewers and subscribers. Now, what are your thoughts? What are your reactions on that race from both Sha'carri Richardson and Elaine Thompson-Herah? Both at different ends of the spectrum. Let's hear what your reactions are in the comment section. Remember, like, share, subscribe. Big shout out to sponsors, Quick Link Shipping. Telephone number 876-454-1979. What a day when the tables shall turn. What a day when the tables shall turn. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.